being hit. I watched the piece of ice disappear off into the distance and wondered how bad the damage was. I heard a noise behind me and was instantly relieved to see my father. I began rushing towards him but stopped after seeing his clothes were covered in blood. His eyes locked on mine and I began to shrink back as his gaze was that of an animal, and not a human. He let out a guttural growl and then began to charge at me. I felt my bladder release once again as I awaited my death. My father suddenly went flying backwards and I turned around to discover the same crew member from earlier still clutching the gun. He looked at me for a few moments and told me to follow him. He told me his name was Arthur, and that he was desperately trying to find his son who was missing. He was moving very quickly and I was barely able to keep pace. He was peeking around every corner and we walked by dozens of corpses. We eventually reached an area with a large number of survivors. Some were attempting to lower the lifeboats while the others were trying to fight off the other passengers who seemed to want to eat them. Our lifeboat was the last to be lowered, and in the process of trying to get in, we were overrun by the infected. Arthur immediately began firing off and taking out as many as he could, ensuring that everyone got into the lifeboat safely. In the midst of it all, we heard a boy screaming from nearby. I ran with Arthur to investigate and immediately we both knew who it was.